Hey, what's up? My name's Lawless Ben, and this is my exclusive interview with Fabricated Society. I don't know, man, it's crazy. Basically, growing up, I've always just been like really into music. Even as a kid, I remember like kind of just like moving around the words to songs that were already on the radio and just kind of like trying to make my own thing out of it. I mean, I used to just make people laugh. Eventually it kind of just grew into more and more, and it started off kind of like a hobby and really turned into something that I really thought I could see myself doing in the future. So, I stayed dedicated and I stayed working, and I just fell in love with music, man. The vibe, the creativity, just the whole process is just something that I really fell in love with. So I'm from a small town located about 45 minutes south of Corpus Christi called Alice, Texas. Not very many people, population of maybe like about 20K. It's not a bad place, but if you're trying to pursue something in music, it's definitely not the greatest. Majority of the people who live there like a lot of Spanish and country, which is cool. I like a wide variety of music, but like I said, I feel like it's more like a retirement town. A lot of people there are kind of settled in on what they got going on as far as, work, and it's really like a lot of oil field. I definitely have to say the fear of failing. I think that I spend so much time trying to chase something that a lot of people can't understand because they don't have the same love and passion that I do for music, and just trying to make something. And it's not really so much just trying to be famous, it's really trying to like establish and make my mark and make something out of myself. Because a lot of people, they get stuck in 9 to 5s, they do regular jobs, and I'm not saying I can't do that, but I just feel like there's so much more out there, you know what I mean? And I just have a bigger vision, So as a little kid, basically, growing up, I've always kind of been into music. At a young age, I want to say like at about 9, I did my first talent show in elementary. At the time, I was living in Aransas Pass, and I wrote my first rhyme, and I'll never forget this. I wrote my first rhyme to P. Diddy's "Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, Oh No," and I remember I had everybody going wild. Teachers, all the students, my principal was even just like wilding out on the side, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And at that moment on stage, I really realized, like, man, this is it. This is what I want to do. Like, anybody who's ever been on stage or ever done any type of performance will know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, it's like having butterflies and it's Christmas morning at the same time. It's an unexplainable feeling. It's just something that you just really can't compare to anything else. As far as the whole music thing, I really enjoy the creativity, the whole process, and even along the way from when it started off as a hobby, from when I was a little kid to really getting into a studio and making singles and producing beats. I really just kind of always fell back on music as like my release. A lot of people like to work out, go to the gym, or everybody has their way to be able to relieve stress. And before it really even became what it is now, whenever I was struggling with hard times, whenever like my grandma passed away, or just a lot of things that I had trouble dealing with and talking with people, I was able to express myself and release through music. So being able to have that as an outlet with everything that I've been through and things that I've gone through, trying to pursue what I'm doing now has really helped me to stay sane and just continue to push. There's really nothing like music, and it's so crazy because a lot of the times when I get into conversations with people who enjoy music, it's such a relatable feeling. Music is just like, it's almost like a drug. You get some and you want more of it, and it's like a feeling. There's so many things that you can just relate to music, and just you can be having a bad day, you know what I mean, and you can put on your favorite song and your mood can change. Music is powerful, and I really do believe there's power in words. And like I said, ever since that time on stage at that elementary show, I really just fell in love with everything, and then from there it was just history, you know what I mean? Kind of just took off. So as of lately, this past year, me and a friend of mine, we released an EP called Couldn't Make This Right. It was more like an R&B type vibe, kind of based off relationships and, you know, how people struggle going through breakups or falling in love, and we just felt like it was a really good subject or topic to kind of write off of. And it's actually available on iTunes right now. It's called Couldn't Make This Right. It's a skill rhyme featuring Lawless Ben, so if you get a chance, check it out. As far as new music goes, I've actually been working on a solo EP. I really don't want to give out the name just yet because I'm still I got a couple ideas, but I really want to make sure that whenever I actually do put it in or do actually put it out, that, you know, everything's just right. I've really become somewhat of a perfectionist and really how I want to portray my image and what I want to put out there. So I spend a lot of time trying to, you know, write about things that I've actually been through and not just talk about things that I want to do or, you know, bragging about money or cars, because to me it's never really been necessarily about how rap is now. I've always just kind of fell in love with the true essence of hip-hop, and my latest single, Don't Kill My Vibe, really kind of reflects what I've been going through lately and how I feel about the whole situation and the new music, and that will be available hopefully on iTunes within the next month. And I say hopefully because, like I said, I spend so much time critiquing and really just trying to make sure that the vibe and the image that I'm trying to portray comes off right. If I could give people advice about following their dreams, I would say whatever it is you do, whether it be wanting to be a barber or a lawyer or a doctor or a rapper or singer, I say go for it. You have nothing to lose and literally everything to gain. I've made sacrifices along the way. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of things trying to, you know, just stay on top of my dedication. I mean, when people say that you can really do anything you put your mind to, I mean, I used to always say that, and I really felt like at that point in time when I would say it as a kid, it kind of sounded cliche. But, you know, the older that I've gotten, the more I've progressed, the more I've learned along the way in my journey, I've really come to realize that, I mean, if you really set your mind to something, it's definitely possible. And I mean, that's going to be regardless of opinions. I mean, you got to learn. If you want to follow your dreams, you really got to learn how to be able to have tunnel vision. You got to focus on what you want. There's going to be people along the way who are going to try and put you down, who are going to try and say like, oh, like, I mean, there's nothing coming from this, you know what I mean? But you got to be able to rise above that and not so much be bitter, but stay humble and just, you know, focus, stay in your lane and just push. I haven't made it to exactly where I want to be just yet, but over the years I've definitely made some stepping stones and I'm getting a lot closer. So I mean, if you love something, go for it. Don't hesitate. Like, don't wait tomorrow, like start now. You know, write those goals down and just look at it every day. Just picture where you want to be and just kind of like speak it into existence. I mean, anything is really possible. So yeah, definitely trying to accomplish what people say I can't. When it comes to music, every time I come face to face with somebody and they ask me what I do, I always bring up the music thing, and it's not always usually the same reply or reaction, but majority of the time people who are already formed to that normal society look at me like, I mean, of course they kind of say like cool and stuff, but they look at me in a way like that's, you know, that's not a real career, like a real career, or that's not something that's actually possible, you know what I mean? So definitely trying to just do it. So currently I moved out to Austin, Texas, basically just trying to come out here and follow the dream. Like I was saying, come from a very small town, so trying to do anything music production wise or entrepreneurship, you really got to kind of step out of your comfort zone and just really take those calculated risks. I mean, you can either make things happen or you can just keep dreaming about it. So I just kind of up and left, and I said, you know, I'm either going to make this work or I can just stay here and be like everybody else. So, yo, my name's Lawless Ben, and this was my exclusive interview with Fabricated Society.